Hello everyone, my name's Sean Scrutchins and I'm a teaching artist for the Colorado Shakespeare Festival, and I am on location in the beautiful City Park in Denver, and we're here today to talk about using the body when we approach Shakespearean characters. Now, I would just like to say that Shakespeare wrote hundreds of different characters, and they're all different in their own way. But today we're just going to be focusing on 3 characters. And actually, that's the magic number for today, 3, because Shakespeare also wrote 3 genres of his plays.
First is the histories. These plays dealt with the English history before Shakespeare's time. Although they are interpretations of historical events, what they accomplished was humanizing these larger-than-life people. In these plays, there are characters fighting for power as royal families strived to be leaders. Second, the tragedies. These plays are filled with drama and often have sad endings. Characters are faced with tough decisions that test themselves. Will they use their power for good or for evil? It is their choices within the play that determine their fate. Third and final, the comedies. Laughter, love, and light. These plays explore the pursuit of happiness and the comedy that always follows. Characters in these plays can feel the highs and lows of love.
So now we know the 3 genres of Shakespearean plays. We're going to use that magic number 3, and we're going to use a character in each of those genres. So those 3 characters are historic royals, tragic warriors, and the comedic lovers. So here's a little video about each.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's how Shakespeare phrased the tremendous burden of being a leader. The responsibility that came with being king meant these characters had to be extremely careful about every decision they made, every word they spoke, and even how they moved through a room. If we're going to become historic royals, I want you to imagine all the eyes of the kingdom are looking to you, as it is your duty to lead.
All right, are we ready to put on historic royals? So as I said in the video, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I want you to imagine, if you don't have a crown at home, that you're wearing one. I made one because I do not have a crown at home, but I want you to imagine that that crown on top of your head is lifting up your posture nice and straight, like there's a string lifting you up towards the sky. Nice straight posture. And I want you to think about your breathing. Nice, even breath. Nice in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice deep breaths in and out. Great. I'm going to put my crown on the ground to talk about the rest of the body. So you look at my feet. Nice, straightforward feet, nice posture. If you want to put your hands right here, nice princely look here, very nice. I want you to imagine those shoulders are coming down and away from the ears. They're not up like here, but nice and down. Very good. Now that we have that posture and that nice, even breath, I want you to scan the room. You're the most important person in the room. So I want you to look through the room, left and then right, nice and slow. You don't want to move too fast. The world moves around you. Nice. Take a step forward. Nice, slow step forward. Very good. Nice, controlled, even. You must look like everything's under control because everyone's looking to you. Very good. Maybe you see someone from across the room, but you don't want to be like, oh, hi, right? You want to control it, nice and slow. Because everyone is looking to you. Very good, very good. So I'm going to try to walk in this space. Let's see if you can walk in this space with this nice posture, nice deep breathing. You can put your hands down here. Very good. Nice controlled steps. You almost want to look like a painting. Scanning the room. Very good. Maybe you see someone over there. Nice little bow. They bow for you. Very good. Nice controlled breath. Nice posture. That weight is heavy. Maybe when you leave that room, this whole image can go away. You take the crown off. Big sigh of relief. It's a heavy, heavy burden, this crown. I will place it over here. So basically, that's what historic royals were. All the pressure was on them. That nice, strong posture. You had to show that you can carry that burden, that weight of the crown. All right, now that we know what historic royals are, what I want you to do is pause the video, and I want you to spend the next few minutes just walking around the space you're in, remembering all those important key elements. Nice, big posture, slow, calculated movements, and most importantly, remembering that nice crown lifting you up, and don't forget to breathe. Spend that in a couple of minutes, and then press play, and we can move on to the tragic warriors.
In Shakespeare's tragedies, you'll find warriors. Highly focused and expertly trained, they strive for good, honor, and loyalty. They fight not only for their kingdom, but for themselves, as they are tested constantly with the forces of good and evil, right and wrong. Let's become tragic warriors and test our might.
All right, now it's time for the tragic warriors. Now, as I said in the video, the warriors are always being tested, and it's their brute strength, their focus, and their training that can get them through any challenge. So what I want to start with the warrior is first the feet. So for the warrior stance, you really want to have a nice, wide foot placement there, a little bit wider than the hips. And really, this is because, they were slinging steel. It was very heavy, so they had to have good balance all the time. So as we did for royals, the feet were kind of closer together, nice picturesque. But for warriors, we really want to open that wide stance up. You can have them kind of flat like this, or you can have one forward, one back like this. This is basically a power stance. And you're also kind of taking up space. Warriors, they want to take up space. It's all about conquering space and getting power. So let's have a nice wide stance right here and kind of play around with what that can be. 1 foot forward, leaning back on the right one there, or if you want to just do flat, or just have a nice little step forward, play around with that. All right. Now that we got that nice, big, wide stance, the next thing I want to talk about is your tool belt. All warriors have swords. I don't have a sword, but I have my son's toy lightsaber, and we'll be using that for today. If you have one that you want to put on real quick, you can. But here's the thing. I'm not taking the sword out. I'm not unsheathing it. We're not going to be fighting with the swords, because good warriors don't need to fight. They can use their talking abilities. So we won't be taking our swords out today, but what we are going to be doing is playing with how this can be a character in itself. So this is my tool belt, meaning that any challenge that comes my way, this is what I use to fight that challenge. So if someone enters the room, I face them, full face them, sharing your hips with that threat. And if they're not a threat, then they're fine. Maybe someone comes in the left door and turn, face them, face that threat, keeping that nice, big, wide stance. Now, another thing is you can use this as an escalation. So say I'm just chilling, there's no threat, someone comes in and I don't know who that is and it's a surprise. Maybe my hand goes to my sword. Okay, we're fine, he's just my friend. But maybe someone comes from the left. Who's that? Okay, they're fine. Right, hand comes away. Now, the next step up would be if someone comes in and says something mean to me, right? So they come in, they say something mean to me, maybe my hand goes there like I'm about to pull it out, but I don't pull it out because they say they're sorry, so we're cool, right? So just play with that for a little bit, remembering the nice, big, wide stance, right? Someone comes in, who's that? Yeah, they're fine. Who's that? What? Huh? We're cool, right? So that is the next step, the tool belt. Now, I want to talk a bit about the breathing and the shoulders. So nice, big, open shoulders. See if you can puff that chest out a lot. Not too big, but just a little bit. Just to know, once again, you're taking up space. It's not in like this, not shrunken down, right? You want to take up that space. Roll those shoulders back, right? Nice big wide stance. Talk about breathing now. Nice big powerful breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Nice and powerful, nice deep breaths, taking up space. Now that we kind of have the body, I want to talk about those feet again. It's all about the power in the feet, right? And as you walk, I want you to imagine that those are mighty tree trunks hitting the floor, and there's weight to them, taking up space. Taking up space. Someone comes in to the right. Who's that? All right. Taking up space. Nice deep breaths. All right, do you feel powerful yet? Well, what I want you to do now is once again pause that video and walk in the space that you're in as that tragic warrior, remembering that nice big wide stance, shoulders back, nice deep breaths, remembering that tool belt till you're going to face your challenge, wherever that might be. Spend some time in that and then press play and we can move on to the comedic lovers.
The course of true love never did run smooth. That's what Lysander tells his love Hermia in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Lysander's pursuit of Hermia throughout the play is full of highs and lows, joys and sadness, laughter and tears, because often the lovers in Shakespeare's comedies led with their hearts. Let's open our hearts for the comedic lovers and feel the roller coaster of true love.
All right, now it's time for the comedic lover. So as I said in the video, it's all about the heart, and the heart leads. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, place your hand on your heart right here. So I want you to imagine that someone is entering the room from this side. So it's not, the first thing that moves is not the head, but the heart. See if you can have the heart move first. Right? Very good. So let's see, have the move from over here. Let's place that hand on your heart and see if you can have it move first. So not the head like this, like that, right? So there's energy to it. There's an escalation of energy and also a deflation of energy. So someone could enter and that excites you and your heart jumps out, almost wants to jump out of your chest. Who is it? And then maybe it's not who you thought it was, so there's a deflation, right? The heart sinks down. So that's what I mean by that kind of the highs and the lows, that there's energy, excitement, but also there's the low that comes in. So the heart is shared. When it's shared, when it's up and it's high, it's out like this. There's an image of an actor standing like this. That's a great image of what love can do to you. You want to share the world with your love. But also that heartache can come in and it can go in, right? Almost want to protect the heart like this. That's sadness, right? It's all about the heart. Now, it's not just people you love. It can be things too, right? So I have here a token. It's a token. Maybe this token is a loved one's token, or maybe it's just a bandana that I really, really love. And what I want you to do is pause the video right now and find something in your space that you just really enjoy, a love. Maybe it's a toy, maybe it's a lovey, maybe it's a picture, whatever you want. Just pause the video and come back to me when you're ready. So now that we have our tokens, I want to talk about the senses. When we're in love and we're excitement, it's all about the senses: smell, taste, sight, right? And so I really want you to have this object, and let's just give it some love, right? So most important thing is the breathing, right? So let's imagine that with every inhale, you're taking in the beauty of your object, right? You're smelling it, you're enjoying it, right? And maybe even on the exhale, we can give a little sigh, right? So let's have a nice big breath. Right? Let's do that a couple of times and let's just really take it in. Maybe you just really love this object. Nice big breaths in. Nice sigh. Maybe there's energy to it. There's energy to that inhale as well. Right? Maybe that's a smell that you like. Maybe it's like a movie theater popcorn or your a favorite dish that a grown-up makes. But what I'm trying to say is that it's love, and these comedic lovers, there's energy to it and everything. Maybe that energy's high and exciting and energizing, but it can also be slow, it can be sad, and you can retreat inward. But you don't want to stay in too long, because that's what Shakespeare's great about. He's great about writing these wonderful comedies that you don't stay in the sadness too long. You want to come out of that sadness. And so spend some time with that. Pause the video and spend some time with that object, or if there is someone that you really love, think about them and see how that change, that energy from up to down. See if it can change that. Really focus on the breathing and remembering that there's a bubbly energy to it. Now, I talked a lot about leading with the heart, and there's other things that come in play too, like the feet. The feet can have energy to it, right? Maybe it's like they can't stay still, right? Maybe there's some sort of energy that comes into the arms. You know, you're thinking about the thing you really like. There's just a lot of energy to it. So spend some time, pause the video, and come back to me when you're done. So now that we've explored all these three characters, I want to talk a bit about what it means to put on the body of a character. When I put on a character's body and I'm really in it, I begin to feel and think like them. And you can do the same thing. Here's my challenge for you. Over the next few days or week, if you're feeling any sort of anxiety or lack of confidence or sadness, remember you can put on these characters. If you're feeling anxious about something you need to do, see if you can put on that warrior stance. Take that nice deep breath, lifting up the chest. Taking that nice powerful breath, nice big wide stance. See if that helps calm your body down. Another thing is when you're feeling that sadness and you're living in it too long, remember that heart. Remember, see if you can find the thing, the object, the person that is in your life, and really inhale that in. Inhale that love, breathe it in. Spend a moment with that breath. Nice, deep breath. See if it can give you energy. Try not to sit with not too much energy too long. Get that energy out. Share the world with that heart. Same thing applies to royalty. Sometimes we have tasks we need to do and people are counting on us. Get that nice posture up. See if you can control your movements, control your breathing. Nice, slow, even breath. Imagine that crown is on top of your head because people are counting on you. And see if you can control your movements, control your breathing. I guarantee that if you put on these characters long enough, you can begin to feel like them and you can draw their power. Same thing applies to throughout your day. I hope you learned a lot. I hope that you had fun today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Once again, my name's Sean Scrutchins, and I'll see you again soon.